They'll lynch you, but he did, and he laughs at
You are a different cat. You're a different cat of fish.
Everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Happy Sunday. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I think it too wet yesterday. Christ, it was raining cats and dogs yesterday. Hoping for a nicer day today. And hoping for a nicer day in general. Because obviously yesterday, not only was the weather crap, but your side gets turned over 4-0 by Leverkusen in the last pre-season, less than a week away from playing our first Premier League game. We've no new signings either. So apart from that, weren't too bad. A nice curry from Passage to India, which is very nice. In Upminster Bridge, very good. My Indian restaurant of choice. Anyway, so yes, so it wasn't good, was it? A quick synopsis: it was bloody awful. Leverkusen were the side we all want. We're basically as a side we'd all love to be as West Ham, pressing hard, collectively working together. Everyone seemed comfortable on the ball. Everyone seems to knew what they were doing, well drilled, and even when they were making substitutions, they were all slotting into a system, weren't they? Thought Jonathan Tah played okay. He wasn't really tested at all, to be honest. Yeah, wasn't a good day at the office. Felt sorry for all the guys who went out there, all West Ham fans, because it wasn't a great spectacle at all. Yeah, dust ourselves off and go again. I know it's pre-season, but sometimes it wasn't sort of the go home show. Do you know what I mean? It's not the one just before the big one. When you're all guns blazing. It wasn't. Yeah, it seemed a bit. We seemed tired, lethargic. By all accounts, we didn't get out. Apparently, our flight got cancelled or something. We didn't get in. We had to fly at 5 o'clock in the morning. We looked like a side that flew at 5 o'clock in the morning, to be honest. It wasn't a great day at the office at all. But I know it's pre-season, and obviously don't remember if you remember that Avram Grant won all his pre-season games, and that went well that season. I think, if I'm right I think John Lyall lost quite a few of his pre-seasons for the 85-86 season. Nigel, I remember mentioning that once to me, but I can't remember. Anyway, let's dust ourselves off and look forward. Let's keep this power positivity going, people, and let's talk about ins and outs and shake it all about. So let's start with the ins. Obviously, we pretty much the story broke, but literally when we were going live yesterday on the Friday night on the Late Show, of us agreeing terms with the Ajax defensive midfielder, the Mexican international Edson Alvarez, and everyone's very excited about this. Very, very excited about this. Fabrizio Romano has taken to Twitter again yesterday evening, on Saturday evening, to say that he understands that West Ham have sent first official bid for Alvarez in a package worth around £30 million. As we said yesterday, as we said on Friday, yesterday, because the tweet was on Saturday, on the Friday, we revealed personal terms had been agreed. Apparently negotiations are continuing with Ajax, with Alvarez ready to fly for medical any moment. He's desperate for it. He wants his move. He wants his move, doesn't he? Bless him. He wants his move. By all accounts, and again, this story was sort of reiterated by De Telegraaf in Holland, saying that the bid was, well, they said 30 million euros, which is about 26 million quid. So, and apparently Ajax are holding out for 40 million euros, 35 million quid. So it's not massively away from each other. I think a deal probably about 32, 33 million will be what we get in terms of a good deal for both parties. I mean, we know what, if anyone who doesn't know, we put a show up, a little montage of what he can bring and his history as well. But, he's basically a sitter. He'll sit in front of the back line. He'll provide the extra line of protection that we need, that we've been missing particularly. And his job will basically to be intercepting, breaking up play, and passing the ball on to the more technically gifted players. So the likes of Paqueta wouldn't do so much running back, because Alvarez would be there doing the water carrier job, they used to call it when it did Deschamps. They used to call him the water carrier, and that's what Edson Alvarez is. He loves to tackle. He's tenacious. He's got lots of energy. I think fans are really warm to him. A little bit crazy, which I think that's good. He could be a little bit of, have a bit of personality about him. Not as bad as Luis Felipe from Real Betis, who got sent off like 3 times last season for in La Liga. But I think he'll be really good. I think he will be really, and it's a start. Reports come out on Saturday night to say that apparently Scott McTominay chat is building up again. We don't know. Obviously, we have also been, believed to have made an approach for Youssef Fofana as well. So things are moving, but we start the season in less than a week, mate. Can you get a bit quicker, please? Tim did promise the signings, but within 2 days. So I want to give him till Monday because it's a Sunday. Who works Sundays nowadays? But anyway, obviously, one player going out the door imminently, we know is, or likely is, our Italian international forward, Gianluca Scamacca. I'm gutted about this one. I think I'm more gutted about this one going than he should not be named the former captain, because I think he should not be named the former captain. We knew he was going. Now with Gianluca, there was definitely a job done by the Italian media to get him back to Serie A. No doubt about it at all. Whether that's orchestrated by his agents, although I said he changed agents to CA Stella, who are the same agents as JWP, who tend to be more Premier League and Bundesliga rather than his previous FSG, I think they were called, who were very much Serie A Serie A sort of agency. Anyway, regardless of that, yeah, by the looks of it, Atalanta are currently in the driving seat. Inter seem to have pulled out, and they're going to be looking at alternatives, including bloody Florian Bulagon, apparently, who we want to get as well. But apparently Roma found a couple of quid down the back of the sofa, and they're going to try and do a last-minute deal. Now, fair play, again, in previous years, I know we've lost a bit of money on Scamacca, having bought him for around 30, 35. I think he's going to go for about 26, 27, something like that. But previous transfer windows, for example, I mean, we lost half our money on Haller. We sold Felipe Anderson for 3 million quid. We had said from the outset that he's a West Ham player. The only way he'll go is if we'll get some money close to what we paid for him, and pretty much they've almost get to their word, that one, to be honest. I'm gutted. I'm really gutted about this one. As I said, he's our 51st striker since 2010, and 20 of them have never scored. So one of it is. So that's about a 60% hit rate, 60% chance of, if we sign a forward, they score since 2010. There's some great ones. You've had some great ones. Benny McCarthy, Midu, Shamak, Zaza, Jordan Hugo, never saw the balls. Ayeti, who else? Melanda Petrick, Wellington Paulista. Oh, God love them. God love them. Emmanuel Amike, Lucas Perez, Sebastian Haller, of course, absolutely brilliant. John Carew. I've got the list. Do you want the list? Let's give you the list. This is brilliant. Benny McCarthy, Midu, Ilian, Pablo Barrera, Frederick Piquion, Victor Urbina, Demba Ba, Robbie Keane, John Carew, bigger than me than you, Sam Baldock, Brian Montenegro, remember him, 1 appearance, no goals, Joe Dixon, Nicky Maynard, I like Nicky, he was good, Ricardo Vaste, Madibu Maiga, Andy Carroll, Sean Maguire, wasn't he an actor on EastEnders? Marion Shamak, Wellington Paulista, Melinda Petrick, Carlton Cole, twice, 3 times, I can't remember. Yana Gordon, Marco Barella, Mario Zarate Kid, Diafra Sacco, Enna Valencia. There's more. Nene, Martin Samuelson, Mikhail Antonio, Nikola Yelovich, Emmanuel Namike, Luca Bellic. I remember him. Simeone Zago, Jonathan Canary, Tony Martinez, Sofian Faguli, Andre Ayew, Ashley Fletcher, Marco Arnautovic, Javier Hernandez, Jordan Hugo, never saw the balls. Mipu, sorry, not Mipu, he's going to come in a minute. Alapedo Olafeo. Didn't he score his debut? Didn't he? He scored his debut, Alidu did. Then he went to Bolton, then he went to somewhere Den Haag, I think. Lucas Perez, Xander Silva, Xander Silva's just signed for Atalanta. No, not Atalanta. Atlantic United in the MLS, the massive side. What we got? Yarmolenko, Mesaska Duji, don't remember him. Sebastian Haller, Yeti, Bowen, Vlasic, he was a good one, and Gianluca Scamacca. So the last two are going to be going back to Italy by the looks of it for around £40 million a pair of them. So, yeah, so Alvarez, Gianluca, I'm gutted it hasn't worked out for you, mate. I'm gutted. Real sad one because I think we know what the narrative is going to be. He's going to go to Italy and he's going to play for a side which play him in the right formation and plays for his strengths, and he'll score an absolute hatful of goals. And he'll probably score the goal which knocks England out of the Euros next year. But what about his replacement? Now, there's been three names we've been linked with recently. The first one is the Spieza forward, Matt Mbama Nzola. Yeah, it's Mbama Nzola. And apparently we are in the strongest position financially to sign him. According to a report from Gazzetta dello Sport, which was on Saturday, West Ham could outmuscle Fiorentina, who were apparently leading the chase in the race to sign him. It claims that Spieza believe they can get £13 million for the Angola international, while Fiorentina have offered just €10 million, £8.6 million. Now, as far as I'm concerned, having watched a bit of Serie A last season, and obviously Spieza, they got relegated to Serie B. Nzola is a huge upgrade on Antonio. I think last year he got something like 15 goals in 3 assists in 34 games. But don't forget, when we signed Gianluca Scamacca, he got 16 goals. But regardless of that. But I think this guy, to me, is more suited to the way we currently play, where Gianluca wasn't. And again, if we'd moved to a more progressive, so if we played like how Leverkusen played on Saturday afternoon, I think Gianluca would play well in that side, but not the way we play. He's got pace, he's physically strong, he's got good movement, and I think for 30 million quid, that is an absolute steal. And you sell your striker, to 26, 27 million, maybe to Atalanta, you get someone in for half the price. It's and I think actually you've got yourself a nice little rough diamond there, and maybe that's the way to go. Maybe he's just getting a rough diamond in for that forward position, rather than someone who's developed already. You look at the two best players who have played in that Antonio, in that David Moyes, top of the pile in terms of his forward. The best two have been Antonio and Marko Arnautovic. Neither were out and out forwards; they were converted. So we'll see. I like Spieza. I like Spieza with a club because obviously we were after Emil Holm, the right back, as well. So maybe it's a double deal. Maybe you could get 2 for 1. You could sell Scamacca to Atalanta or even to Roma, and then get in Nzola and Holm, maybe. Another player who's apparently we've inquired about is the Bournemouth forward Dominic Solanke. Now, this is a bit of a strange one a little bit. According to the Daily Mirror, we have made contact with Bournemouth about the possibility of signing him. Now, I don't see this. I don't know. It's a strange one. It's going to be difficult at this stage of the transfer window to convince any team to part with, in essence, their first choice striker, which Solanke is. Never mind a Premier League role. Whenever a side we're going to be playing on next Saturday. He only hit 6 Premier League goals last season, but that helped the Cherries survive against all the odds. And see, for me, Solanke has always got a similar sort of demeanour to Scamacca, I think. Yeah, he's tall. He can finish on both feet. He can link up play. But I just can't see that one happening. It just seems a bit too random. I think there's a lot better players out there than Dominic. No disrespect to the lad, but he's only 24. So, he's not like fully developed, so to speak, and, under the right coaching, you might get yourself a good player there. I mean, he's a good player, but I think we can look elsewhere. And apparently, one of the places we're looking at is Montpellier, with the Montpellier striker, Nzola Wahi. Apparently, we're pushing Chelsea all the way to sign him. According to RMC Sport, West Ham haven't given up the ghost on signing him after Chelsea apparently made the first concrete move to sign him last week. The article reckons the Hammers could try to beat them to the signing of the French forward. I mean, apparently Montpellier won around £30 million for the 20-year-old. I mean, in terms of, this counter-attacking, running down the channels, balls over the top. I mean, this guy is rapid. He is rapid. I've seen some calls from people like Patson Daka as a replacement. Just because, this guy's got pace in abundance. He really does. He's got great movement. If you watch any Liga, he's got a great knack of finishing. On his day, he will scare any defender. And naturally they'll play a deeper line, so there's a lot more space in the midfield. If we can beat Chelsea to the signing of Wahi, I think that's a real major statement for the club. Obviously, at the moment, we're still trying to get Alvarez over the line. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea coming for him as well. I read last night as well that Spurs are looking at maybe bringing in JWP, which will be quite interesting. He ran the show against Sheffield Wednesday on Friday, but yeah, there's still some more twists in it. Doesn't matter how you look at it, there are some more twists in this saga. As I said, he shouldn't have named former captain's gone. Lanzini's gone. Scammaca'S looks like he's going. In all honesty, I think Scammaca'S goes. I don't think Antonio will go. I don't think he'll go because actually he'll probably play quite well this season if he stays. Because unless you buy another forward in, because I remember that he was. He wanted, remember he said, I want competition, and he got competition. Then he threw his toys out and wanted to leave. And as soon as Scammaca'S got injured, he started playing good again. It's a strange, very strange person. And, you think about also, you look at someone like Mbama. If you bring in another forward, does that curtail his progress? Because at the moment with Scammaca'S going, and Mbama probably is third choice, but at the moment arguably he's probably fourth choice, maybe. But he's still a young lad. And I said I can't see. Well, whatever happens, I can't see what's his face Antonio staying for much longer than the season at best. But let me know what you think, guys. Let's keep this positive vibe going. I know it feels like it's shit at the moment, and it is a bit shit at the moment, but it's a new season, new chances, and we'll see what happens. But as I said, we'll have some opposition views. We'll do like our predicted 11s, the previews, all that stuff's going to come up next week. And yeah. And also, we'll be trying to get your views, your predictions for the season ahead. We'll have predictions from a bunch of ex-players like we always do. We'll put a league together. And also got the Fantasy Football League as well. So don't forget to check that out. Holly did a show about it last week. Sometime, so go and check that out with all the links and stuff on there because I can't find them. Anyway, until then, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Come on, you bloody irons, and have a lovely, lovely Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the day. Much love. Bye-bye.